Hi there everyone, welcome back to Cody's Lab. So today I'm going to be making a beehive out of a flower pot. Now this is going to be very simple. It's basically a top bar hive, but using a clay pot rather than a wooden box. This will be very similar to what the ancient Greeks had for their bees. So I'm just going to cut a bunch of sticks, put them on top, and then the bees will build the comb down from there. Now annoyingly, this 1.5 inches is just a little bit too large for the bees. See, the bees prefer something that's 1 3/8 of an inch. You see here, there's a little bit extra that I need to cut off. If I don't do this, the bees, they'll build the comb out of alignment with the wood, because they prefer to build the combs 1 3/8 inches wide. So that means I'm going to have to go through and shave all these down just a little bit. Alright, now it's time to mark and cut off the excess. Well, now they're all the right total length. I guess I just need to lop off these corners and that'll be round enough for me. Now I need to cut a notch about 1/2 inch in on all of these ends here. I think I can make them straight along like that, that'll all be fine. Sparky. Oh. Alright, there it is. It's just about done actually. It only took me 2 hours to do it. So yeah, you can see all the pieces. They come out and they fit in very nicely. I'll shake around. Now the bees can build their comb down from these bars. I think I'll add a piece of string and some wax just to act as a guide for them. So here's what I'm doing to get the bees to build their combs straight along these bars. So I have a roll of string here which is made of plant fibers, and this is not going to hurt the bees at all if they decide to chew it up. Now I'm going to coat this in some wax that I melted down from some old combs. This way the bees will recognize this as being something they want to build their comb to. So now that I've got the string all coated in wax, I'm just going to lay it along the bar here, just like this. Cut off the excess. And now I'm going to glue the string down with a little bit more melted wax. Just like that. So I cut a little notch in this last bar here to give the bees a place to come in and out as their entrance. And now the hive is officially done. There is one more thing I can add, and that of course is a lid. How about this little water heater dish? That'll work just fine. That'll keep the rain off those boards. And now what I can do is like glue some flowers to this, make it look like a pot of flowers. I think that'll be cool. But first, let's go get some bees. The bees can also use this bottom hole as an entrance, but for now I'm just going to screen it off. Alright, so here's the bees I want to get. Or at least I'm going to take some of these out of this box and I'm going to put them in here. Let's get them smoked up and find the queen, because I want to leave the original queen in this box. The smoke's good to use here, because it'll make them go eat the honey, and that'll make them full and fed before the journey, because I am taking the bees some distance away. Yeah, they're definitely getting ready to swarm. See all the drones and how packed this hive is? So what I'm doing is basically what the bees would do naturally, but instead of letting them do it themselves, I'm doing it and I'm getting the bees, rather than having them go find a hollow log somewhere, you know. The hardest part of this is going to be finding the queen. I'm just going to go through this until I find the queen. See you guys in a bit. There she is, right there. See the queen? Right in the middle of the frame. And now I know where she is, I can take the rest of the bees out of the hive without worrying about getting her. So now all I've got in this box are workers and maybe a little bit of drones. So now I've got a frame of bees. I'm just going to put it in the pot, give it a good shake to knock the bees off. Just like that. I think 3 or 4 frames of bees ought to be enough. It's probably about the equivalent of a package of bees. There we go. I just got to put the rest of this hive together. I went and bought another queen from Jones's Bees. When we get to the final location of the hive, I'll go ahead and introduce her to him. Hello, puppy. Ow. Well, there we go. The bees are now up and at 'em, and looks pretty good. You can see that I put some flowers up there. Kangen convinced me to use real flowers, so that means the dish got flipped over so they could hold the flowers. I think that looks fine. It might need like a little skirt around the edges to protect the wood, but I think that'll do. As the flowers grow, they'll cover that over, and it'll look just like a pot of flowers with an unusually large number of bees buzzing around it. I think that'll be cool. I originally wanted to put this up by the front door, but yeah, I think the back door is a little bit smarter. Also, I opened the hole in the bottom, so the bees are using that as well as this up here as an entrance. The bees will probably wind up eventually using the bottom hole as their main entrance, especially as the flowers like cover it up, so this top hole will be mostly a vent, but that's alright. See, I can just remove the flowers like this. Let's show you guys what I've got in here. So, you see, I can remove these frames. Okay, so with this camera I can stick it in there. You can see we've got the sugar water bottle that they're drinking out of. There's the bottom hole that's open. Look over here. You see, yeah, there's the cluster of bees that are clustered around the queen, keeping her warm. They're also building wax combs. Let's get a view from down here. Yeah, there you go. I'm not going to bother much more than that. You see the queen is hanging on that bar right there. In about a week I'll probably come by, remove that cage, and check to see that she's laying. So there, as you can see, it's just a pot of flowers with bees buzzing around it. Or at least that's what the neighbors will see. But yeah, I think this is awesome. I've always wanted something like this. And the bees should do just fine in it. The internal volume of the pod is plenty large enough for a beehive. In order to harvest the honey, I can just pull out frames and cut the wax off just like I would a top bar hive. For the winter, well, bees really don't need much in the way of insulation, but if they do, I can always put a barrel or something down over top of them. So anyway, I will post updates on this periodically throughout the year. Until then, I'll see you next time.